Well, good morning and welcome to Children's Worship. I'm so glad to be here in our space at church and sharing this with you while you're home and safe. And that's because no matter where we are, you and I and all of us make this beloved circle whole. So let's rise up in body or in spirit, and we begin with the words of Dr. Martin Luther King himself and this song, which is one that I absolutely love.
Violence is certainly much more socially destructive, and it creates many more social problems than it solves. So I was led to nonviolence for deep moral reasons. And I turned to it because I felt that it was the morally excellent way to deal with the problem of racial injustice in our country.
There is no freedom, the wise man said, let justice roll down when the poor cry out for shelter and bread. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary, walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. Hatred will never drive out hate. Let love roll down, roll down. Remember, our hearts can make us great. Let love roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary, walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. And let your love roll down like a mighty stream. When brutality threatens our daughters and sons, let peace roll down, roll down. May our voices rise up louder than the guns. Let peace roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary, walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. And let peace roll down like a mighty stream. Step by step, one by one, let justice roll down, roll down. They can kill the prophet, but the dream lives on. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary, walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream.
And our chalice lighting today is by Hope Worthington. Hope is on our staff as an 8th grade teacher, so if you're lucky, she will be teaching you when you get to be an 8th grader. Here she is.
Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this great gift.
So for a care and awareness practice today, we're just going to do kind of a body squeeze. We're going to start with the top of with our heads and our faces and our ears. If you want to press on the little things in your ears, you can do that. And we'll count for 5 and then we'll let go. Okay, are you ready? So we're going to scrunch up really tight. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. How'd you do? We'll do it again. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All right, next we're gonna move down. Notice, we'll move down to our bodies, our arms, and our torso area. Here we go. And release. And again. And release. And one more time. And release. Oh, good. Now we're gonna do from our bottoms down our legs. Okay, we'll save our feet for last. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, and relax. And again, our bottoms and our legs. It's hard not to tense up other areas. And relax. And one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, good. Now let's end with our feet. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. We'll shake that out. Let's sing together with Zoe. This song is a song that's called a freedom song. And it's an African American song that is about keeping on, about using your power for love and justice in the world. And it was sung during the Civil Rights Movement, a lot of times at marches. Here she is.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let no hard times turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no hard times turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world.
For a moment of inquiry today, I have a question for you, and it is, do you know who this person is? Well, yes, if you guessed he's a UU, but you don't know his name, you're right. His name is John Cashion Jr., and he was a dentist, but he also was an amazing, some say the most ferocious civil rights leader in Alabama. He lived from 1928 to 2011, and one of the things that he did was that he decided in his hometown of Huntsville, Alabama, to run for office at a time when nobody ran for office that looked like him. So all the people in power after slavery were white, and he took that opportunity and said, I'm going to run for office. As a black man, he knew not everybody was going to vote for him, but he did it anyway, and he lost. And then he decided he was going to run for the governorship of Alabama, and lost. But the thing that's amazing is that he decided with some of his UU congregant friends, right? So he was part of a UU community, and some of his white friends from the UU church helped him to begin was called the National Democratic Party of Alabama. And so this was a political party, a body where Black people could have leadership. And over the course of time from 1968 to 1974, because this party was on the ballot that people could vote on, 100 Black people were voted into office in Alabama. Our story today comes from Haiti, and in order for us to tell this story together today, you're going to need a piece of black clothing and a piece of red clothing. So it could be a coat, it could be a sweatshirt or a shirt. I'm using my Black Kids Matter shirt and another reddish colored shirt that I have. So take a second and go find a piece of clothing for the top, whether it's a shirt, a sweatshirt, or a coat. And if you don't have that, just get something red and something black. Okay, see you soon. Once there was a girl named Topinge, and she lived alone with her stepmother because her father had died. And her stepmother was not a kind person at all, or very generous at all. And one day, while Topinge was off at school, her stepmother went out into the woods to find some firewood for their fire at home, because she wanted to have some sweets. And while she was out walking in the woods, she found some place where there was a lot of wood there, but the problem was she wasn't very strong. So she gathered the wood as best she could together, and she called out, "Is there anyone here who could help me?" And sure enough, there was. There was a man who had been walking along who came over to help her, and he said, "I can help you bring this wood, wherever you want me to bring it to, but you're going to have to give me something in exchange." Well, the stepmother thought about it, and she said, "I know." It's kind of evil of her. She said, "I know. I can give you a servant girl to come and work for you," meaning Topinge, her daughter. Well, he said, "All right, fair enough." And so he brought the wood back to their home. And meanwhile, Topinge had come home from school and had overheard them around the corner talking. And he said, "So when do I have the chance to come and pick up my servant girl?" And the woman said, "Oh, she will be at the well tomorrow at noon, and you can take her from there." Well, Topinge overheard them talking about this, and she was scared. She did not want to go with this man to be his servant girl. Absolutely not. Who would want to, especially as a child? So Topinge went to all her friends in the town, and she told them to wear red and to meet her at the well the next day at noon. And when her mother instructed her to go to the well with red on, Topinge was like, "Okay, I will go." And so she did. She went to the well, and here you got to put on your red or hold it up. Here we go. She went to the well, and when she got there, all of her friends in red were there. And the man came, and he said to them, "Who here is Topinge?" And one of the girls said, "I'm Topinge." And another said, "She's Topinge." And another said, "We're Topinge too." Ready? You're going to join with me, and we're going to dance around the space, because that's what these people did. You can do it in your chair, or you can actually get up and move. I'm going to get up and move. And they sang it like this: "I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too." And the man was so mad because he couldn't tell which among them was Topinge. So Topinge went home. And the man came after her and stormed the house, banging on the door. And the stepmother opens the door and he said, I went to the well today, and there were several people there, several girls there wearing red. You lied to me, you tricked me. And she said, oh, no, I didn't. I will send my daughter Topinge tomorrow to the well, and this time she will wear black. Well, again, Topinge overheard. So you're gonna have to get your black shirt on or your black thing to hold up. Here we go. And so it was that Topinge went to all her friends again. And they put on black for her. They all went to the well, and when the man said, which one of you is Topinge? They answered, are you ready? Here we go. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. And the man was furious. And so he went back to the house again. And he said to the stepmother, I went to the well today, and again, there were girls there, but they all had black on. You tricked me again, and I will take you as my servant. And the woman's like, oh, no, 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 no. I will send her back tomorrow, and this time she will wear red, and you will find her there. Well, the woman had no idea that Topinge was doing this. She again went to her friends, and the next day, the same thing. When the man said, which one of you is Topinge? They all shouted and laughed. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. I'm Topinge, she's Topinge, we're Topinge too. And the man got so mad that he went back to the woman's house, and he took the woman herself as his servant. And Topinge went to live with one of her dear friends and their family, and lived very happy with all that love and support around her for the rest of her life. And that is the end of our story. I'm wondering what you think that story has to teach or remind us about. So one thing is that our principle of justice, equity, and compassion, or fairness and kindness in relationships, goes hand in hand. And we have to keep our sense of compassion for people open so that they don't feel unequal, right? In the story, Topinge's stepmother wasn't kind to her, and the man was going to be also treating her like she was a servant. And so it's important for us to recognize that compassion and equity go together. Fairness and compassion go together. So to keep our compassion alive, because chances are we'll be a lot more fair to people when we do. Another thing would be our eighth principle, that we work together to dismantle oppression. That means that we join together our forces to try to stop unfairness in the world, especially about race or class or gender, all of those things, that we can join together our forces. And just like the friends of Topinge or the friends of John Cashion, to come together to help make something change in the world so that someone doesn't get harmed. And the third thing is that justice doesn't just come once, right? It's not like Martin Luther King marched, it's all better now, right? We all have a responsibility to continue to help make justice and fairness in the world, and it happens over and over and over again, just like Topinge's friends, or just like John Cashion. He was like, I'm going to try to run for office. I'm going to try to run for office. I'm going to make sure that other black people can run for office and get in there. So it's like over and over and over again, that's how we make spaces more holy and more full of equity for people. It takes all of us continuing to do it. Which brings me to our witness today. One of the things that our church does is we teach kids like you all about race and ethnicity and about the racism that is happening and has happened in our culture. And that comes actually directly from something Martin Luther King said, which was that the purpose of Sunday school or the purpose of religious education should be to turn our minds to equity and fairness. And part of that involves teaching that in our culture, white people have had a lot of privilege and have used their power against black people and other people of other races. So in his mind, he felt that church should be a place where we do that. So even though some schools are fighting about it, at church, we're 100% on the side of love.
I also learned here today. Every day I learn new things. So today I learned that I should keep working on these issues. This is a task that never ends. Justice is always something that is in our challenge, that is in our everyday actions. So I know that at some point I will have to stand, I will have to say that's not fair, and I should put my grain of sand to build a better world.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day.
Because everyone deserves a fair chance at life, and because it will help our communities and a large population of the world be treated fairly and have what they deserve.
The eighth principle is important to me because I feel like we should have diversity and that nobody should be like mistreated just for how they were born or how they look. And I feel like racism is big in our society. A lot of people are harmed by racism, and I feel like we really need to stop it because it's not good. It's not good. It's terrible. It's a huge deal. I feel like everyone should be trying to stop it, like, make it so that we are learning and trying to stop it.
The reason it's important to me is because I believe everyone should be treated equally. I think that fits really nice with the first principle, like the inherent worth and dignity of every person. And I guess I feel like we're all kind of on this earth and in this life together, so we should work towards building a community who supports spans across cultural and racial divides. We're all working together.
I think it's important because building community is important because coming together and unity is one of the key steps in solving problems, whether big or small, which is reflected in the first principle of Nguzo Saba, which is Umoja, which means unity.
Building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building.
That's all for now. Wishing you so much great, big, giant love from church this week, especially if you're not feeling good. Bye.